Come on. Put it up here. Thank you. Stop. You can sit it down a little bit better than that. Don't keep telling you. Take care of your shit. You got to take care of what take care of you. I'm trying to teach you a life lesson. You need to take care of your tool. Because it's what take care of you. You see, you might not need it now. But when it come time for you to need it and that shit broke, you're going to wish you took care of it. Now, do you know what this is?
A jump box.
A jump box. There you go. This is a fucking jump box. Do you know what this is? You know what the red stand for?
No, but I know you.
It stand. Shut the fuck up. If you don't know, I don't know, Uncle Bruce. The red stand for positive. You gonna put this on the plus sign whenever you hook it up to the battery. This side go on the plus sign, the red. Right. Now, so what side did it go on? The negative. That's why I keep telling you about putting two and two together. You got to put two and two together, baby. If I say this positive, this got to be negative. My bad. Ain't no my bad shit. You ain't learning that in school. You need to learn when I keep telling you something. I ain't gonna always be here. All right, God may call me home. You got to teach your children this. This is the positive. That's the negative. You don't just hook this shit up no any kind of way. You understand me?
Yes, sir.
Now go on, take it around there. Let me show you how to do
it. Since you got your degree and you know every fucking thing.
Ouch. Right in the heart with a silver bullet.
Yeah. I think they plotting on man. Don't wipe their feet when they enter the lab. I feel a cold stare.
What's happening, fam? L.A.R. movement still moving. Subscribe or die trying. You see the thumbnail. More importantly, you saw the clip. You're not gonna be a kid forever. Shout out to Uncle Bruce, right? He does a lot. They do a lot of videos like this. With him, like, this is what you need, this is what I need you to do. And I saw another video with somebody like that. And here's the thing for the younger adults, young teenagers to young adults. A lot of the stuff that y'all learn on social media is not necessarily going to help y'all in real life. And the people who try to tell you what you need in real life, that your parents, your family members, or whatever, mentors, you ain't trying to listen. And what's going to wind up happening is, sometimes when people got to force you to listen, they got to take you out and do certain things, and some of y'all aren't quote unquote present in that, or that's trauma, or that's abuse, or you try to run off, but at the end of the day, you need that. So as you teaching him how to start a car, and I saw him. It was one where had him in like the I don't know if it was a Lowe's or Home Depot. He asked him to go get a rubber mallet. And he's like, no, you need a rubber mallet for tile. And a lot of times, a lot of the youth, right, a lot of young men and young women really, what's really hitting y'all hard in this society, not just inflation, it's the all you know how to do is get on social media thing. I clowned earlier, made a video about cooking or whatever, but a lot of y'all don't know how to fix anything. And if a lot of y'all, if you're in a bad situation, you don't know what to do. And the problem is your parents ain't gonna always be around, and your parents aren't supposed to always be able to afford you being an adult. You get what I'm saying? And as he said, when you get older, you gotta teach your kids how to do certain things. And I see these other videos on social media. People are out, name three name three countries in North America, and people can't name it. I saw a video of a young dude who wanted change for a 50, and guy gave him a 20, a 10, and 4 5s. No, I'm bugging. That's because that's no. Give him a 20, a 10. No, yeah, and 4 5s. Yeah. I'm bugging. I'm bugging on that. But the dude couldn't count to 50. He was like, no, that ain't it. And it's like, listen, chill out. So now we're at a point where some of you young folks gonna be forced, because you can use this YouTube thing as a teaching tool. They got everything on here, doing home repairs, doing car repairs, uh, information, just take care of yourself, the tourniquet, stuff like that. And people are so busy doing other stuff and just want to quote unquote live life. You don't. you're not prepared when life happens. And people have to tell you to be prepared when life happens. And let me rewind this. Some of y'all don't like y'all are with your parents or whatever, and you don't like your parents' rules in the house. And this is quite hypocritical for a lot of young folks. You don't like your parents' rules in the house, and you do stuff that's just disrespectful to their house and destructive. But when you get out on your own and you're stuck with yourself, somehow you know how to, the house ain't gonna stink now. Oh, you're gonna clean up after yourself now. Or you're gonna wind up, getting evicted or they're gonna charge you for the mess you made. And you go, oh my God. I saw videos, young cats driving these cars, speeding like crazy, because it ain't your car. Because you get a ticket going 100, and you got a car, you using somebody else's car, and you on their insurance, but that ain't your car. So, and it ain't your insurance either. So now all of a sudden, they insurance goes skyrockets because you out there, oh, just kicking it. Okay. Now you got to get a car and you got to pay insurance. And now all of a sudden, you're not doing 100 in a residential area. Somehow, I don't know what happened. I've had those friends, where they was racing everywhere, and then they never got caught. And then when they had their own stuff, they racing and and them tickets start piling up. They got a $10,000 ticket because this is the third, fourth time they caught them, and they get, what is that, SR22 or whatever. That's one of those things. It's like a reckless driving thing that gets on your record. You got to pay it off, like, and your insurance skyrockets, and it's like, oh shoot, now you paying, your car note 700, your insurance 1,400, and you got to pay $10,000 ticket. It's like, you know what? I ain't doing it no more. I got a friend of mine told that story before. She needed air in her tires. She was like, guys in my age don't know how to do that. We don't know how to put air in tires. You don't know how to change tires. You don't know how to change oil. You don't know how to, and here's the thing. It's not really as difficult as people think, but you do need tools. You know what I'm saying? If you got a jack, you can change some tires or whatever. But you need a jack and some stands to change oil and change brakes and all that other stuff. But when it comes to like house stuff, you might need to fix something, here or there in the house. Fix the fence or whatever. You got to learn how to do these things. And a lot of times, some of you folks are dreaming like, I'm gonna be so rich, I'm gonna never have to do nothing, and that's stupid. I had a lawnmower, a gas one. I got an electric one now, and I had to change the oil, the spark plug. I had to do all that stuff in it, right? Clean it out and all that other stuff. I had that lawnmower for damn near maybe 14 years, until it died. I bought it for $300 and used it for 14 years and cut my own grass. Edger had the same amount of time. Now that total $400 in effort saved me in just a 10-year period thousands of dollars from getting my grass cut. Fix my car. I effed it up yesterday though. I put a fuel pump in, and car died. And I learned, and I'm saying I had to learn a lot of this stuff hands on because I had older cars I remember a fuel pump died on my other car, on one of my older cars. Didn't know what happened. That's how I learned. Battery, alternator, starter, fuel pump, wheel bearings, water pump, thermostat, crankshaft sensors, like shit. The small things like even the windshield wipers, oil change. Um, Not only my car, but wife's car and all that stuff, brakes. But you learn that, and I learned, half of that stuff I learned hands on, and the other half I learned on YouTube. But what ends up happening is if you don't learn anything, you don't get any knowledge, you don't get any hands-on experience with things, then you're at the mercy of other people all the time. Oh, forgot to say. So fuel pump, right? Put the fuel pump in, and I didn't fully I didn't fully turn it off to lock in. I needed I used actually a rubber mallet and a screwdriver. So I turned, after I put it down or whatever, um, turned it, not turned it, put the it's like a top, but it's circular. So I thought I locked it in, because I've changed my fuel pump before. Man, I didn't. I filled up the gas tank today. Gas was leaking. I was like, oh no. But came home real quick, 2-3 minutes later, took out the back seat, took off the covering, got the gas out of that area under the seat, wiped it down, took the same rubber mallet, same flathead, bang, 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 done. But you also got to be willing to learn, because sometimes you don't know you need stuff until you need stuff. And for me, sometimes, like, I've had experiences with other people who fix stuff that made me just get more involved. Because I had a guy over from Home Depot. He was like, man, we should, we doing these things where we checking people's, air conditioning systems to make sure they're running properly. Da 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 da. Okay, I was like, I'll give it a shot. Man, this dude came in my house, got into my attic, and kicked the damn air conditioner stand off. But didn't tell me. Didn't say nothing. Like, oh, it's okay, but you could do this. I'm like, okay. And he kicked it, and the pan under the air conditioner is the inside is flat. It's like a flat, let's say, rectangle. And he kicked it like even off of the holders, like, so it's bent like this. Man, I come home one day from work, got a leak in my ceiling. I get up there, I'm like, what the and the thing is just linked to the. I was like, if I see this dude, I'm gonna beat the brakes off of him. But that's another reason why you learn how to fix stuff, because people, they he thought he was gonna get I got me somebody, they got to pay for this, and it's like, because people will mess up your stuff to make you pay for it. Recently I took my car last year to get my transmission was going on, something was going on, and it wound up being the shifter, the middle shifter, because I got a stick shift. So I'm like, what the? So it wound up being the shifter. It cost me $2,500 to put in a $300 shifter, because and he dude had my car for a month, because I couldn't figure out it's not the transmission, and it was the shifter. I'm like, I could have put the shifter in myself. Why am I getting charged $2,500 for a shifter and you had my car for a month? But it's like this. You know what? This is why I fix a lot of stuff on my own. But sometimes I will say, you better get acclimated with fixing stuff right, because if you mess up just a little bit, you have to pay for everything getting fixed. So you got to be thorough. You got to be thorough. That's why I said the same thing about the fuel pump, because I wasn't, I had done it so many times. I figured I was done and I wasn't thorough enough. So when I'm finna do these breaks in about 30 minutes, I'm gonna be thorough with that. So I'm out of here, man. But you young folks, you gotta learn stuff, man. And listen to people who are trying to teach you stuff, because you're gonna need it. Like, share, subscribe. Catch you on the next one. Peace.